Yo guys, Theo here on Common Sense. Today I'm gonna tell you how to attract good women, Stacy's, and I'm actually gonna tell you girls how to attract the Chad as well. First I just gotta tell you what literally just happened. So I'm out in the outdoor gym training for the one-arm chin-up, and it's a nice day, you can see sweating. And so I get hot and I drank all my sun soda, so I go in to just get some water and I see this little bird just sitting, and I'm like, what's up? And I come close and he moves away very slowly, and he looks a little crooked. I go in, try to get some seeds, he barely wants to eat anything. So I figure, I can't leave the guy here. I couldn't stand myself if I had chance to save something weaker than myself, and don't even try. So I make some calls. I find this bird caretaker person. I have no idea how to translate this into English, but yeah, I now have this little guy in captivity. I had to traumatize the poor guy in order to save him, but she's on her way to get the little guy here, so I'm very happy about that. Sacrificed part of my workout and definitely some work to save the little bird, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. I guess I could have used this as an intro for another video, but I had this one planned, so let's get into it. So if you think this is a video on how to get laid, you can just go fuck off right away. That's not what we're about on this channel. You can go tune over to the beta network, because contrary to popular belief, sleeping around with a bunch of women is not alpha. In fact, it's the most beta thing there is. I know, the thing is, for us guys, it's often our biggest cope. Not for all of us, but for many of us. In order to find meaning and feel validated, we feel like if we can get this from the woman, the sex, that means that we've made it, and it's kind of, a nihilistic view. When you have a hard time finding any meaning to life, you have no belief in God or anything. It's like when you try to do the logic, then what you often end up with, like, oh, but we're biological creatures, so, spreading the seed, or sleeping around, that should mean that you're successful, like some kind of objective standard or something. I know, because this is how I used to think about it. And maybe if you made all the women pregnant, you'd have a point. But even then, how alpha would it be to make a bunch of girls pregnant and just completely ditch out? Because obviously you're not going to be there for all the kids, right? So it is in fact the most beta thing there is. Seeking pleasure for the sake of pleasure. That's what children and beta people do. And children obviously can't be blamed for not acting as, mature adults. So I'm gonna tell you, because this used to be my biggest cope in life. When I was a nihilist and I had this shit lifestyle, you drink, you maybe do some drugs, you have a bunch of hedonistic behaviors, but a lot of it is like, you party, you drink to gain the confidence to approach the women or whatever, and for me it definitely was the biggest cope. I felt like, I didn't even care about actually getting laid every time. If I just knew that I could have, I kissed this girl, but it's not we're not gonna end up sleeping, but I'm still like, yeah, I feel validated from it, right? And so when I wanted this so much all the time, I had to fight very, very, very hard to get it. Like, I was one of those guys, like kind of in between guys. The spread in the population is mostly that someone closed the door, closed their window. They're like hearing this, but yeah, the spread in the population is pretty much that there are some guys that sleep with a lot of women, and a lot of guys that don't sleep with any. But there is, of course, something in between, and I was kind of that guy. I'd say I was pretty beta, but, I was smart, and I guess charming enough sometimes when I was in a higher state, even back then, when I was my lower self, So I was somewhere in the middle there, but I had to fight so hard for it. And the thing is, too, that it was not often I got to be with a woman that I actually wanted to be with. You take what you can get in that kind of situation, So, yeah, you never feel happy from it either, right then. Like, it's like, yeah, you don't feel accomplished doing it. But anyway, I was looking for this so hard. And the thing is, this was one of the things, by the way, for you who have been following me a lot, that made me explode into the panic attacks. I hated the hypocrisy within myself, because I knew deep down that I really wanted a traditional woman, that, doesn't sleep around and wants to be a mother and, homemaker and caretaker mainly. She can of course work too, but that sees this with gender roles the same way as I do. But the thing is, I couldn't deny the fact like that I am a big ass hypocrite, because you know, if I think that women shouldn't be sleeping around, like, and I'm doing it, you know, like it takes two to tango, how is that gonna work out, you know? How is that gonna work out that I can sleep around, but I don't like when women do it? How am I gonna get laid then? It doesn't make sense at all. But you know, so I had this was, you know, me since a teenager. This was me, basically, the guy always wanting to get laid and seeking validation that way, right? And so you know the story. You follow me. Abridged version: I had a big crash in life, panic attacks, had to suffer through it for a long time. Finally overcame it and started going on this path where I started working on myself again. I changed completely, and I just found that I had, because I got validated enough from within now, that I don't need this from the women anymore. The validation, I didn't really care about it, but then it was, you know, I had not come to the conclusions I had quite yet then. So I mean, I slept with one girl, I guess, after this happened. Then some time went, and then I slept with another one. And at that point, I remember she was doing her best job to imitate some fucking porno she's seen, you know. And I'm just like mid there, I'm standing there behind her like, this fucking sucks. Why do we even do this, you know? It was a special, you know, I was away for like competition with my choir, so we had been out partying like all the choirs, la la la. This was not a choir girl, but it doesn't really matter. So that's when I decided, you know, the next time I have sex, it's gonna be with a future mother of my children, and that was a little over 3 years ago now. And so the fun thing is that when I went on this journey to just work on myself, you know, and I don't care about getting the women anymore, that's when I attracted them. You see, I've chased them before, but now I attracted them. And the thing is, it happened earlier on in this that, you know, girls would just send me nudes, you know, when they saw the way I looked and the way I was. And I'll admit, I wasn't perfect at the start. I exchanged some nudes with some girls. But you know, the point still stands though, that this, I would have loved this back in the day for it to happen. This, because I felt like I never get that fucking truly the value. I have to chase it, and when I get it, it's like, because I was fucking persistent enough, and she was like, you know, okay, went along with it. Of course, it's not quite like that, but that's the way I kind of felt, you know. But obviously, if she did it with me, then she wanted it too, right? Because I've never been that fucking push. In fact, if anything, I was too scared to make moves on girls. But yeah, and so throughout this time, you know, I knew when I decided this, you know, now I knew that I wanted, I wanted the same thing, and I want this woman, the traditional woman, that we have the traditional nuclear family, again, with the gender roles, you know. And I realized that these girls are fucking rare, you know. But yeah, that's the point. There's no rush. I'm in the midst of working on myself here. I guess, you know, I just had to become so fucking awesome that that kind of girl wants to be with me. And this is what you gotta do to attract a good woman, right? And this is why I say it goes for you girls too. Especially girls these days, they think they are in a position to have so many demands on guys, you know, and it's all the fucking betas on Tinder's fault, you know. They give all even the mediocre women, and I don't mean looks wise, even just personality, everything, you know, they give them so much attention. So, you know, they've taught them that they are wanted, but you know, these guys don't really, they just want sex. They don't, you know, pretty much anyone will do, you know. I mean, some people have some status, I guess, but you know, guys very often just want sex and settle, you know. And that's the thing, you know. You gotta, I know, I said that women have this, but a lot of guys do. I know, me too. I had so much criticism towards women. Oh, women are like this. But when you think about it, who the fuck was I to have opinions on how women should be, when I was this little beta hipster that was just so hungry for the sex, you know? And I think women are acting wrong, and I want the traditional woman. What the fucking hypocrite. Go fuck yourself, you know, old Theo. Old, it's younger Theo, I guess, but you know, the old version of me. Yeah, but so that's the thing. You have to ask yourself, you know, a good question to ask yourself when you're in pursuit of this is like, would I want my daughter to be with a guy like me? And if you're honest, a lot of guys, I mean, that's the thing. I realized this again. That's why I hated myself so much. So that, fuck, I wouldn't want my, you know, I'm talking about what I want, a kind of woman, and I realized, you know, why would that woman be interested in a guy like that, you know? And I couldn't honestly say that I would want my daughter to be with a guy like me. And that has completely changed now. I am one of the best guys I know, you know. not gonna say the best guy. I know some really, really great guys, that I'd be happy to. I mean, of course, my daughter would be too young for them, but if somehow, if I was older and I met these, I would be happy to leave it to them. I would just enjoy it, And I can honestly say the same thing about myself. If I could give my daughter to someone like me, I'd be so happy, so happy. And this is the thing, guys. This means that I feel this way genuinely. This means that I'm good enough for very, very high quality women. And this is what happened. What's happened during these years when I realized that, okay, I can't be a fucking hypocrite. If I have these high standards of women that I do, that I really dream of having, that is very rare these days, I have to be fucking awesome. My phone got overheated in the sun there, but so I put it in the freezer, and I put the rice package in front so that it's in the shade. Anyway, I said that in order to get this kind of woman, I have to become fucking awesome. And this is kind of the paradox, it could seem like, people that really want someone, they're gonna chase it. And the thing is, first of all, when you are just a, not as evolved, grown person, you're just gonna attract someone that's, on your level in that sense. You're never gonna get that kind of dream person that you're looking for. And also, when you're desperate for it like that, you're gonna just find a girl or a guy. This goes for women too. I'm just talking from the guy's perspective, but we are in relationships together, right? So that's what happens. And so the paradox is that in order to attract the good woman or man, you kind of let go of that and just work on becoming the person that gets the partner like that. Do you understand? So this is what's happened to me now, guys. Like, the more and more I've grown and the more and more alpha I've become, the more and more girls I attract. Like, in general, like this summer, I've never experienced anything like it. Like, when I'm walking around in my peak state on a nice summer day, in a tank top, and I'm just walking there, jacked as fuck, smiling, moving with total confidence and happy, because I love it. I just love my life and the way I love myself, and not in the like high and mighty sense. I just feeling great, and girls literally giggle around me. Boys, kids whisper, or no whisper, but like, look at that, yeah, I hear it. It's incredible. I didn't even know that this, in Sweden also, when people are kind of uptight like this, are kind of afraid of showing expressions like that. It's insane. And also now on my YouTube and Instagram, I have some female followers that I can tell, some of them are like anonymous, but I've had DM conversations and stuff. They are super high quality women, and I can tell they love me, and I have these kind of conversations with them. I love them too, because I know that the reason they like me is because they are that kind of, you understand, the great woman that you dream of. Why would she settle for some little beta bitch that likes to get laid, be a little slut maker like that? Of course she doesn't, So it's amazing. And I love this, to be able to have these kind of friendships with women where, we can like mutually adore each other. Or adore is that a word, but appreciate each other on the feminine and masculine level. But of course, you're not gonna try to date everyone you talk with like that, right? But so I would say I have like 2 handfuls of women that I'm friends with, kind of, but where there is this still attraction thing going on, right? I think it's so cool. The thing is, for a lot of, like, when they just see me, a lot of girls think I'm attractive, but when they see what I do and the stuff I do, I'm still, even though looking like this, and having the confidence in that, people they are group people, conformists. They will think that what I'm doing is weird and not really, dare to be interested even. But I'd rather, attract these like 10 amazing women than a million random Tinder bitches, And I'm not saying that everyone on Tinder is a bitch, but, that you see what I'm saying, right? So that's what you gotta do. You just become the person that gets you. Stop thinking about how do I get the woman? I want the woman like that. It's like, become the fucking person that deserves and attracts that woman, right? And on this note, I have met the future mother of my children. Like, for reasons that I'm not gonna go into. It's all very complicated. Relationship situations can be very, very complicated. So, we're not officially together yet, and of course I'm not God, so I can't know for 100% certain, but I'm very, very close to 100% certain. And this girl, let me tell you, she's just so amazing. She like, even just having met her gave me like more hope for the world that there even are women like this. Just think of the female equivalent to me, the yang to my yin, you know. Uh, she everything I'm into, she's into too, and more. And it's just amazing. It's because, and what does that say about me, you know? That someone that has the same values and everything that I do, that a woman like that, you would think the perfect traditional woman, that she would be interested in me. What does that say about me, you know? Because obviously, like we've stated already, why would a woman like that be interested in some mediocre beta guy that just, you know, why? So, yeah, guys, one day you're gonna meet her, but you know, I don't know, I lose myself just thinking about her. I think she's so amazing, you know, and I can't believe that I've become the guy that attracts a woman like that, but that's how it works, guys. That's how it works. You just gotta become the alpha, and you're gonna attract the alpha woman. And the same for you, ladies, you know. If there aren't many great guys around you, then of course, just work on yourself, stay to the path, become the woman that deserves this Chad, you know, and you know, you're gonna find each other. It always happens in the end. It's like I even talked about with friends. When you feel like my old friend group, we talked about it on a stream recently, you know. They're not doing it for me anymore. Yeah, you might have to be alone for a while when you cut people off that are no good for you, that just drain you. But eventually, when you just walk the path and become more and more the person you were meant to be, other people that are like that, you are gonna clash. And then what I'm gonna clash, you know, you're gonna attract each other in the end. And what I'm saying is, you know, stop chasing it and work on yourself, and you're gonna attract it. It's not the same as saying that you can't ever make a move on someone. Like if you see someone that catches your interest on the street or whatever, that you make a move and take the number and go on a date. That's one thing. But I mean this fucking desperation, sitting swiping like a maniac on Tinder and going on every date you can and all this shit, you know. So it's a different. That could be a topic in and of itself for a video. It's a different to like work towards something and like trying to force it to happen, chasing it, you know, like that. So I hope this all makes sense, guys, and please let me know. I mean, these kinds of topics I'd love to talk more about, you know, because I think it's kind of rare these days. Like it's most incel content or the kind of pickup artist red pill. I hate that the fucking beta guys hijacked the red pill thing, because I love the dichotomy, you know, from Matrix, that, you know, are you living the lie? Are you living in a dream, or do you see things as they are? And you know, in the red pill community, like there are some very like general truths about some things they talk about, but there's so much more nuance to it all, like that. And I also don't like the fucking so woman hating or like condescending, looking down on women perspective at all, you know. It's one thing to just acknowledge, oh, women are in a certain way and we're different than that, but the tone, the sentiment, I don't like it. But please, guys, let me know what you thought about this video. If there's a related topic you'd like to hear more about, what I gotta get, what I should get into more around this, please comment anyway. All comments and likes help support the channel, very much appreciated. And please, like, I wanted to say one thing that about my girl, I guess. She's like me in every way. She does everything I do. Those who know. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, and I guess relationships. I haven't said that in a while, but now we're talking about it a little bit, so let's throw that in there. All that kind of cool shit, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.